So, how many minutes do I have? The stress? Absolutely. Now, our president spoke yesterday. Everybody paid attention? No? Okay. You know, you're not the only ones. But I could not believe what he said. Okay, I'll tell you what he said. He says, the reason why you go... shoot from the shoulder. I got it. The reason why if you go to the store and there's nothing on the shelf is because people are so excited about buying, they bought everything up. Things couldn't be any better. Things are so awesome. The shelves are empty because people are excited. Yeah, I know. Absurd, right? He says gas prices are great. The average has gone down 3 cents over the last couple of weeks. So, you know... Yeah, exactly. So, nobody's going to fact check, you know, Zucker, whatever his face is. He's not going to say anything. No one's going to check anything. But obvious lies. But, you know, to really think that people are going to follow along with it, I don't know. You know, maybe some... By the way, this is a whole different topic. Now, what he didn't talk about is the price of food. Price of food is unbelievable. By the way, Europe just announced that they have approved, because food is getting so expensive, believe it or not, bugs, worms, and I forget what other type of animal species you could actually eat now. They've been approved by the European Union. You would be happy to know if you don't get a steak, you can get bugs. Now, remember the whole story that the EU said you're going to get bugs and going to eat bugs and worms and stuff like that? Well, it's not too far from the truth. I mean, that was conspiracy, they said. Only for the EU to approve the fact that, yes, you could eat some bugs. You can eat some, I have it somewhere here, but I'll think about it. Price of food. Price of food next year. If you have a little bit of money and you can buy food now, buy food now. It sounds weird. I'm not advocating for, somebody's going to write up, oh, you're advocating for, you know, prepper and stuff like that. You know why? It just makes sense, right? Yeah, you're going to buy the gallon of milk today for $4.99? No joke. You're going to buy it for $6.99 next year, or $8.99, right? Well, fertilizer's going up. This is the point. Fertilizer's going up. Roy, you talked about fertilizer today in the group chat. How did they make fertilizer? They use gas, right?
It's a
petroleum, yeah. So you can imagine the price of petroleum, the price of gas, through the roof. Fertilizer is super expensive right now. One of our brothers, Mauro, was talking about it. Super expensive. He actually works, you know, literally in the field. He actually knows what he's talking about. And they just were announcing, just get ready. Fertilizers is through the roof. Vegetables through the roof. You can't feed the cows unless you have fertilizer for food for them. And so you can't grow anything unless you have fertilizer. So it is getting very difficult. The shortages are becoming. Now, no matter what, like if you didn't know anything and you just heard Mr. Joe yesterday, everything's great. Self-empties are great and gas is down. But, you know, you go to the store and you go, well, why am I paying so much for this? Well, even Jimmy Carter wasn't this bad, if you were back then. Right. I used to work in the supply chain industry, so I used to do kind of all this stuff. And so I know a little bit about it, you know, 17 years in there. It's much different. Thank God I'm not there now. God knows it would have been so stressful. I think I would have to quit. Friends that I know that are still in there are going like, this is the worst ever. Yes, you can't get anything. Well, one customer that I used to sell to was Publix. Anybody know who Publix is? Publix? Okay. Big, 1,200 stores, mostly in the South. And they're actually limiting now purchases. They did it for Thanksgiving. They're doing it for now. Things like, fixings and stuff like that. But now sports drinks, half and half creamers, bacon, toilet paper, disposable plates, vegetable oils. Can't get enough of them. Why? Just supply chain shortages. Pet food. Anybody got pets? Right? Pet food. Yeah. Scrambling. Very much scrambling. Even online. Anybody like candy canes? Candy cane shortages. Why? Well, the sugar and the peppermint. Can't get peppermint. What else? Oh, well, I'm not so brokenhearted about this, but if you like beer, not because, the ingredients are very expensive, but not because there's a shortage. There's a shortage of beer. There's a shortage of aluminum. Shortage of aluminum cans. Yeah, so can't put it in. Can't go to bottles, right? Well, then that's going to be a problem, right? McDonald's is even having trouble finding potatoes in Japan for the French fries. So not so brokenhearted about that. But anyway, here it is. Yeah, crickets, worms, grasshoppers are edible foods in Europe.
Well, that is biblical.
You'd be John the Baptist, right? Europe certifies.
As long as they're fried.
Okay, well, they say that if you fry anything, it's good. Bug burritos. Okay, well, yeah. There's no escaping this. Food is very expensive. In Europe, it's even more expensive. Most of European food comes from Netherlands. The Netherlands has all these greenhouses. It's crazy. A little tiny country like the Netherlands produces most of the food in Europe. But they do, most of the vegetables. Well, their greenhouses are powered by natural gas. Natural gas, we'll talk about it in a minute. Hold that thought. They're not getting enough natural gas, so guess what? They're not producing enough food, so it is getting very expensive. Where are they getting their food from? So you're competing, and I'm competing, and they're competing for the same can of corn.
And they're getting the natural gas from Russia, I'm sure.
Well, theoretically. We'll talk about it in a minute. Don't let the cat out of the bag yet. But so who's going to pay more for the can of corn? Yeah. The euro is a little bit more, right? So it's who are you going to sell it to, right? So that's where the problem is. So why do I bring this up? I think we're heading toward that time, and it's not here yet, but the book of Revelation does speak of famines. The Bible has spoken of famines. We did a study on Joseph and the famines and Paul and the famines and what believers ought to do in this time, and it's not a prepper. It's not a prepper video or anything like that. Don't get excited about that. It's not what to do, like save your food. It's more like what to do when it's really a famine. What spiritually can we do? Because there will be a time, the book of Revelation says, food will be very expensive. It'll be like gold. Gold will buy you some bread. That's expensive, right?
Plus, we still need to help